Cy Fitzgerald is my name and I am a teacher here at Killorglin Community College. I am JCSP coordinator. I suppose JCSP for me promotes inclusion and supports differentiation in the classroom, and most importantly builds on student self-esteem. Learning is broken down into short-term goals so students can track their own learning as they learn. Well, students are rewarded as they learn, as teachers recognise their efforts there and then on the spot. There is no waiting for a terminal exam for students to experience success. As a teacher, I value this sort of assessment as I feel every student's achievements are rewarded. It is a form of assessment for learning rather than assessment of learning.
Hi, my name is Vera. I'm the SEN coordinator at Killorglin Community College, but I'm also a mainstream teacher. I teach Irish and geography. One strategy that I find particularly useful to make sure that it's an inclusive educational classroom is differentiation. And the key to differentiation is that you differentiate for all students, regardless of their ability, whether they're high achieving academic students or whether they're students with a special educational need. You need to differentiate everything from the type of questions that you ask them in class, from the, we'd say, class worksheets that you design, to the class content, to the homework exercises that you set, to the class tests that you administer, and the end of year exams or term exams. Every single aspect of the curriculum needs to be differentiated to incorporate all students. One of the most important things in the creation of an inclusive school or an inclusive classroom is that us as teachers, we need to get to know our students well, as best as we can. You need to find out what your students' likes, dislikes, and their strengths and their weaknesses are. And you use their likes and their dislikes and their strengths, I suppose, and you incorporate them into each and every lesson that you teach. And if in this way, every student, regardless of their ability, but particularly those with SEN, they're participating in the classroom and they all know that they feel special, that they're important, and every single student in the classroom knows that nobody is going to be left out. Everybody is included in the lesson. And in this way, a student's confidence is enhanced. And if you enhance a student's confidence, that's vital, because confidence, it paves the right road to learning.
My name is Marika O'Connor. I teach science, maths, learning support in Killorglin Community College. I'm involved in team teaching in maths. It is beneficial for all students as it promotes both their social skills, their literacy skills, their numeracy skills. It caters for the SEN students in that as opposed to being withdrawn from the class, they now get to work with their peers and they get to build on skills without realising that they're building on it. It also helps the students without SEN as they get to break down the steps, and it helps with their learning of the subject better. A strategy that I find useful in my classroom is the jigsaw method. It is where students, they work in a base group, then they become experts in an expert group, and they come back and they report to their base groups. It helps the students to look at all aspects, because there's generally 4 working in a group and they all have opinions and ideas. They discover the information themselves, so they retain it better.
Hi, my name is Aisling and I'm a special needs assistant. I'm also part of the SEN, which is the Special Educational Needs team of Killorglin Community College. It's our job to assist with both educational and social needs of the SEN student in our school. This allows each student to have a holistic experience every day in school. As a team, we focus in on what the student can do and not what they can't do. For example, we have a Down syndrome SEN student, and as a result of finding his academic world hard, we have focused in on his ability and his love for music. As a music teacher myself, I was able to capitalise on this love for music. Therefore, helping the SEN student, he was able to perform on stage with others, playing the Irish tin whistle and also attaining an honours in piano and in a piano exam. By doing this, we're boosting his confidence and his self-esteem. So we focus in on his ability and not his disability. So this is seen as a high positive outcome for the SEN student.
My name is Adrian and I'm a teacher of maths and geography. One of the strategies that I use is questioning. When I question my students, I use Bloom's taxonomy, where I ask lower order questions to students with lower ability and higher order questions to the more able students. I also include wait time in my questioning, as this allows the students time to process the question. Another strategy that I use is cooperative learning. I use pair work, where the system I use is called the TAG system. Each student assesses their partner's work. TAG stands for T is the student tells them something good about their work. A is that the student asks the other student a question on why they have done something. And G is that the student gives the other student advice. This increases participation in the classroom, it creates an active learning environment, and it allows all abilities to achieve.
My name is Donald. I'm a maths and history teacher for the last 40 years. I'm just after retiring, and one thing over the 40 years I have found out that methodologies often change with new theories and new educationalists. But the one thing that doesn't change between the teacher and the student is the relationship, and that has to be guarded. It's very important. They have to be treated as humans and treated with respect. If there's ever an issue with a student, or even with a class group or a group within the class, I always try and resolve it with a scoreless draw, what I call. In other words, that there will be no winners, or that one side will get one up on the other. If that's the case, the issue usually sorts itself out. I often believe that when you're teaching class, remember, how would you like them to treat you when they have finished school and you have finished school? When you either met them in the shop, at the match, or even in a pub. If you do maintain this relationship, it will definitely improve the inclusive classroom, which is the most important thing in education.